Lección 7, Notas. Reflexive verbs. Reflexive verbs, it's used to indicate that the subject does some things to or for oneself. Okay, so it's like looking at a mirror and you can see that you're doing that thing to yourself. It reflects the actions back to yourself. So I wash my own face. Now, as a baby, somebody else is washing your face or washing your hair or whatever. Or somebody is putting on your clothes or taking off your clothes. Somebody is helping you with things. But as we get older, we do these things for ourselves. Hopefully at this time in your life, your mom and dad are not the ones brushing your teeth for you, or, sometimes other people brush your hair for you so that they can do fun things with your hair. But normally we do these things to ourselves. Okay, sorry. Reflexive verbs always use what is called a reflexive pronoun. And let's see, I'm probably going to need this to go up here. Okay, Joaquin se ducha. Now, before we had something, we never had this say right here. We would have said Joaquin ducha por la mañana, but that is not how Spanish is. You're giving yourself the shower. Okay, so these are our reflexive pronouns. Now, may and tay should already look very familiar to you. Say is new. Don't know what this is. Sorry, guys, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what that was for. Okay. Very odd. Okay, so nos, os, and then we have say. Okay, so those are our pronouns. Lavarse, to wash oneself. You would say me lavo. So you take off the say, and then you take off the say part. It tells you that that's a reflexive verb. Okay, and then you have the AR part. Then you conjugate the verb exactly how we would normally conjugate a verb. Well, that was weird. Te lavas. I think, yeah. Se lava. Okay, so the verb is conjugated normally. Now, this is the present tense. You could also do it in the preterite tense. I have this set up for a different program. So, nosotros nos lavamos. Os laváis. Sorry, guys. Se lavan. Okay? Next. The pronoun se is attached to the infinitive, and it identifies the verb as a reflexive verb. When a reflexive verb is conjugated, the reflexive pronoun agrees with the subject. Okay? You wake up. So who's doing the waking up? You are. So what is the pronoun for you? Te. So, tú te despiertas a las 7. I. So me goes with I. So yo me peino el pelo. Do you mind if I put on makeup first? ¿Te importa si me maquillo primero? Me maquillo. Maquillarse is the verb. Girls love to put makeup on for hours and hours. A las chicas les encanta maquillarse durante horas y horas. Affirmative and negative words. Okay. Indefinite words refer to people and things that are not specific. For example, someone or something. Indefinite words have corresponding negative words, which are the opposite in meaning. So here are negative words. Nada, nothing or not a thing. Nadie, no one, nobody, not anyone. Ninguno, ninguna, ningún, none, no, not any. Ni, neither, nor. Nunca, jamás, never, not ever. And tampoco, neither or not either. Now, these are the affirmative words. Algo, some things or anything. I think that's supposed to be something. Alguien is someone, somebody, or anyone. Alguno or algún would be some or any. O deals with either or. Siempre, you've actually already seen siempre, means always. También, you've seen already, which means also or to. Okay. There are two ways to form negative sentences in Spanish. You can place the negative word before the verb, or you can place no before the verb and then the negative word after. No one gets up early. Nadie se levanta temprano. Okay, so you have the negative word in front. Or no one gets up early. I don't know why it's bigger. No se levanta temprano. Nadie temprano. So you could have the nadie at the end or after the verb. Or you could have had the nadie before. But if you have the nadie after the verb, you have to put no before the verb. They never get angry. No, ellos nunca se enojan. Or you could have ellos no se enojan nunca. So you could have it either way. It doesn't matter. One way is to have the nunca before the verb. The other way is to have no before the verb and then the nunca after the verb. Is there some problem? ¿Hay algún problema? Okay, so algún is just like tercer. It's just like malo before a noun. It's like primero before a noun. If it's before a masculine singular noun, then you have to change alguno to algún. Absolute must. You always do this. Siempre haces esto. Okay? Because they refer to people, alguien and nadie are often used with a personal a. If nadie is after the verb. If it's before the verb, it doesn't do that. The personal is also used before alguna, algunos, ninguno, when the words refer to people and they are direct objects of the verb. Okay? So here we go. Perdón, señor, busca usted a alguien. Are you looking for somebody? Okay, alguien is a direct object. So that's why it gets the a in the sentence. No gracias, señorita. No busco a nadie. Okay, so nadie in this instance is a direct object, so it gets the personal a in front of it. Tomás, buscas a alguno de tus hermanos. Are you looking for one of your brothers or some of your brothers? Okay, that is referring to a person, so that is why it has the a in front of it. No, mamá, no busco a ninguno. I'm not looking for any of them. Okay? Before a masculine singular noun, alguno, ninguno are shortened to algún and ningún, just like I was telling you a minute ago. Do you have some Peruvian friends? ¿Tienen ustedes? Now, could it have been tienes tú algún amigo peruano? Okay? Because it's talking about a person, it's got the a. Because algún is in front of a masculine singular, Noun, that's why it's algún and not alguno. No, I don't have any Peruvian friends. No, no tengo a ningún amigo peruano. So the ninguno changes to ningún because it's in front of amigo. In English, it is incorrect to use more than one negative word in a sentence. So you wouldn't say, I don't need nothing. That doesn't make sense in English. I don't want not, went into Spanish. I don't want nothing. Okay, you don't use double negatives. I don't know nobody. Okay, it doesn't make sense in English. You can't say that in English. So in Spanish, however, sentences frequently contain two or more negative words. Okay, so let's look at this. I never wrote to anyone. Okay, nunca le escribo a nadie. Okay, so it has two negative words in the sentence. And can you have the word yo in front of nunca? Of course. I do not ever worry about anything. No me preocupo por nada nunca. Okay. As the preceding sentences show, once an English sentence contains one negative word, no other negative words can be used. Instead, an indefinite or affirmative word is used. That's for English. But in Spanish, once a sentence is negative, no other affirmative words can be used. Okay? All indefinite or affirmative words, ideas must be expressed in the negative. Okay? Pero means but. The meaning of sino is but rather or on the contrary. Okay? So, it is when the first part of the sentence is negative and the second part contradicts it. So let's do an example of that. Okay? The students don't go to bed early, but rather late. Okay? Los estudios no se acuestan temprano, sino tarde. Those glasses are expensive, but pretty. Esas gafas son caras, pero bonitas. Okay? Doesn't say but cheap. Okay? It doesn't contradict. It's just saying that they're pretty. So that's why you would use but and not sino. Maria doesn't speak French, but rather Spanish. So this contradicts. So Maria no habla francés, sino español. Jose is intelligent, but doesn't get good grades. Okay? Jose es inteligente, pero no saca buenas notas. Okay? Verbs like gustar. In Lección 2, you learned how to express the words or gustar. And then we talked a little about it last chapter. There are some other verbs that are similar to gustar that we're going to be doing. Okay? I like that shampoo. Okay? That shampoo is pleasing to me. That's how you would translate that, literally. The Spanish equivalent would be me gusta ese shampoo. Okay. Now we've done constructions with gustar. Okay, that doesn't have a direct translation. The literal meaning is to be pleasing to. Okay, so since something is pleasing to somebody, you have to have the indirect object pronoun with it. There we go. Okay, so I like that shampoo. Me gusta ese shampoo. So we've got the indirect object pronoun, we've got the verb, and we've got the subject. Okay? Juan Carlos. Do you like Juan Carlos? ¿Te gusta Juan Carlos? I like cafes that have live music. Me gustan los cafés, because remember, cafés is the subject of the sentence, que tienen música en vivo, live music. And these are words that conjugate like gustar. Okay. Other verbs in Spanish are used in a similar way. Okay, remember that it's the third person that you're using. Okay, those are the most common. And then when the object or person being liked is singular, the singular form gusta is used. When it's plural, it's gustan. Okay, same thing's going to happen with the other verbs. Okay, so you would have me, te, le, nos, os, and les. Those. Then you could have encanta la película, interesa el concierto, importan las vacaciones, fascinaron los museos de Lima. Okay, those are some sentences. I could have said, me encanta la película. I love that movie. Nos interesa el concierto. The concert is interesting to us. Okay? To express what someone likes or dislikes to do, using in the appropriate form of the verb. Okay, so it bothers us to eat. Okay, so to eat, that's an infinitive. Okay, and since we're using the infinitive, right up here it says the singular form is used of the bothers part. Okay, so nos molesta comer a las 9. They love to dance and to sing at parties. So these are infinitives. So this love part right here, that needs to be in the singular form. Les encanta. And then you put the infinitive. Bailar y cantar en las fiestas. As you learned in Lección 2, the construction a plus the pronoun, or a mí, a ti, a usted, a él, that should have an accent mark, is used to clarify or to emphasize who is pleased or bored. Okay? It can also be used before the indirect object pronoun to clarify or emphasize. It doesn't have to go at the beginning of the sentence. It could go at the end of the sentence or in the middle of the sentence. So here we go. The tourists like Machu Picchu a lot. A los turistas les gustó mucho Machu Picchu. Okay? You like eating dinner at home, but I get bored. A ti te gusta, you like cenar en casa, pero a mí, I get bored. Me aburre. It bores me, is what it means. She likes green towels, but he doesn't like them. A ella le gustan las toallas verdes, pero a él no le gustan. To him, they're not pleasing. You like to study at home, but I don't like to because my apartment is very small. Okay, a ti, remember there's no accent on that T. Te gusta estudiar en casa, pero a mí no me gusta porque mi apartamento es muy pequeño. Okay? Now, do you have to have the a ti and the a mí? No. But this is talking about clarification, and that's why we're using it. You do have to do it for third person. Me, meaning me, has an accent mark to distinguish it from the possessive adjective me, which means my. They're two totally different words. The a must be repeated if there is more than one person. A Armando y a Carmen les molesta levantarse temprano. Sorry. Faltar, to be lacking or missing. I'm missing one page. Me falta una página. Me falta un period right here too. Quedar, to fit how something looks. Those shoes fit you well. Estos zapatos te quedan bien. The shirt looks really good on me. La camisa me queda muy bien.